As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. I'll tell you, this show's so much fun to do. It puts me in a good mood. Today, I'm recording a bunch of these in one big session, and one of the stories I just read for the previous episode just has a big smile on my face. It was fun. Okay, for today, in Western Syria, archaeologists believe they have unearthed evidence of the earliest use of an alphabet. In a well-preserved tomb, remarkably unlooted, dating from the early Bronze Age, 6 skeletons were found alongside grave goods and 4 small perforated clay cylinders. On the clay cylinders seems to be a form of alphabet, but carbon dating revealed the clay to be around 500 years older than the previous oldest recorded alphabetic script. Glenn Schwartz is a professor of archaeology at Johns Hopkins. He said alphabets revolutionized writing by making it accessible to people beyond royalty and the socially elite. Alphabetic writing changed the way people lived, how they thought, and how they communicated. This new discovery shows that people were experimenting with new communication technologies much earlier and a different location than we'd imagined before. Previously, scholars thought the alphabet was invented in or around Egypt sometime after 900 BCE, but our artifacts are older and from a different area on the map, suggesting the alphabet may have an entirely different origin story than we thought. Some good news. Remember some jerks cut down the Sycamore Gap tree? The 200-year-old tree had become one of the most photographed in Britain. It was chopped down illegally by vandals in 2023. The National Trust announced in September it would create a legacy for the tree by gifting 49 saplings, one for each foot of the sycamore's height. The charity received more than 500 applications for the saplings. Some of the winners include the Tree Amigos. They are some teenagers who set up a sanctuary to nurse trees damaged by vandalism back to health. They say this special tree will be planted next year among the other lost trees in our care, serving as a beacon to inspire respect, understanding, and a sense of responsibility towards all trees. Also getting saplings are a prison and a cricket club. Good news, Japanese researchers may have figured out environmentally friendly plastic that dissolves in seawater. That would solve all kinds of problems, including seawater pollution. The scientists claim that it's just as tough as existing plastic, despite taking 10 hours to break down in seawater. When placed in soil, the material disappears within 10 days, leaving behind phosphorus and nitrogen. Lead researcher Takuzo Aida says, with this new material, we've created a new family of plastics that are strong, stable, recyclable, can serve multiple functions, and importantly, do not generate microplastics. Boy, that would be great if they figured that out. Once a police dog, always a police dog. A retired police dog has rescued a missing person on his first walk since having major surgery. Bear, the German Shepherd, had retired, and he found the man in dense underground while being walked by his owner, Julia, who's a former police officer herself. Bear the dog was out celebrating his 12th birthday and immediately went into work mode after sensing the lost individual and started indicating towards an area of dense undergrowth. Julia says he then dragged us to it, where he located and alerted us to a vulnerable man. The man was confused, wet, cold, had fallen over, wasn't able to get up. I'm not sure he would have survived the night, as it was extremely cold and almost dark at that point with no one else around. Unbeknownst to us, the man was a vulnerable missing person who officers had been searching for without any success. Last summer, Bear needed an emergency MRI and surgery to treat 4 herniated discs in his spine after he lost the use of his rear legs. He then had more surgery to remove 2 tumors 2 weeks before locating the man on his first walk back. The police say Bear is a true hero. White smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the uninterrupted listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
Out of Texas, Earl and his son Jared have always bonded over cars. And through the years, the one thing they talked about was the 1967 Chevy Camaro that Earl used to own. Jared said anytime we saw Camaro, he would bring it up. It'd be a recurring theme and a recurring story. The joke was that I had to sell this car for your diaper money. Dad was only half joking. He said, you got to build a nursery, find a crib and a cradle, and it was time to settle down and raise the family. So in 1983, it was bye-bye Camaro, hello minivan. Jared knew Dad missed the car. He spent 3 years scouring the internet for parts and putting it together piece by piece. Then on Dad's 65th birthday, he was given a restored Camaro. Jared said, and it hit him. He was just overcome, and he just wrapped his arms around me. It was the best. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. I like that last one. I have a big smile on my face in real life. See, as I said at the beginning, I like doing this show. It is a lot of fun. Hopefully it brings you some happiness. I appreciate you listening. Please share the program with someone else. Hopefully they will like it too. And if you would like the program without commercial interruption, there's a link in the show notes that explains to you how that works. All right. You have an awesome day.